Hello, how are you? We've been talking about the atomic structure. So I want us to do a revision, a review, and we are going to answer these questions together about the atom, what is found inside, so that we can rate our understanding. So a dash has a relative mass of 1 and a positive charge. What is this that has got a relative mass of 1 and a positive charge? It starts with the P, so I will write Mashallah. So there I am. Go to question number 2. What is the charge of a neutron? The word neutron. Neutron is found inside the nucleus. No charge. Nothing like neutral charge. This is very confusing. I'd go with the second one. Correct. What is the relative mass and charge of an electron? When I see the word electron, I think of a negative charge. So anything which is having a positive charge is wrong, even a no charge is wrong. So the answer must be this one. Of course, I remember that an electron has got a very negligible mass. So I would go with this one. Correct. What particles are found in the nucleus of an atom? Protons and electrons. In the nucleus, protons and neutrons. So it's very simple. A dash has a relative mass of that and a negative charge. It's just a repetition. Of course, it's an electron. What is the charge of an electron? Electron negative charge. I go with that one. What does the group number in the periodic table represent? Now, for you to answer this question, then you need, of course, to remember that the periodic table is arranged in groups and in periods. Groups are also known as columns. And this group number runs from group number 1 all the way to group number 18. But sometimes they say group 1 all the way to group 8 because between group 1 and between group 2 and group 3, we have some transition elements there. But when it comes to these groups, you have to remember for you to place an element in a certain group, you need to look at the number of electrons which are found in the outer shell. All right. So in this regard, what does the group number in the periodic table represent? The group number does not just represent the number of electron shells. No, it represents the number of outer shell electrons, which are also known as valence electrons. What is the relative mass of an electron? The relative mass of an electron, very negligible. So I'll go with that one. The dash number of periodic table equals the number of outer shell electrons. So this one must be the group, just a repetition. The group number of the periodic table equals the number of outer shell electrons, correct? Now the nucleus of an atom has a dash charge. Now this one is very tricky. And for you to answer this question, you need to know that inside the nucleus we have protons and we have neutrons. Neutrons no charge, protons positive. So if you have protons and neutrons inside the nucleus, then it will mean the net charge of a nucleus definitely is positive. Positive. Now electrons dash the nucleus in the cells. The electrons dash. Which verb do we put here? Dash the nucleus in the shell. So going round, electrons go round, but we only want one word, so I would go with orbit. Orbit. Yeah, electrons orbit. Electrons orbit the nucleus in the shells. Then, what is the charge of a nucleus of an atom? The charge of a nucleus this is a repetition. Nucleus, protons are there. So I'll go there with positive. I did not go with neutrons charge. Neutrons have no charge. They did not give any charge. They have no charge. They have no charge at all. So when you have protons and neutrons together somewhere, the overall charge is the positive because the neutrons have no charge. What is the mass? Where is the mass of an atom located? Correct. Now, the heaviest part of an atom is in the nucleus. Why? It contains protons, which has got a relative mass of 1, and also it contains neutrons with a relative mass of 1. So when you add 1 and 1, you get a 2. But when you look at electrons, electrons have got a very negligible mass of 1 divided by 1835. So I would go, where is the mass of an atom located? The mass of an atom is normally located, is the heaviest in the nucleus. So we'll go with that one. Then lastly, a dash has a relative mass of 1 and no charge. So it is neutron. So I'll go here with a neutron. Neutron. That is how you spell neutron. Correct. So we've been able to do a very good revision of the atomic structure, the properties of the subatomic particles, the mass of the subatomic particles, and some tricky question. So that one brings us to the end of this revision exercise. Subscribe. And we will be in a position to continue delving and in demystifying the chemical principles. Thank you very much. See you in the next session. Bye bye.